All right, we're rolling.
That's cheers.
Cheers. So we met at Tribal and hostel in Bali. And actually, I remember how we met because I met a lot of people there, and I was like, everyone is like, "What do you do?" I help photographers make money. And it was like, I know the right photographer is with me on money. And then you sent me a DM, and I was like, at this time I was like burned out from everything, and I was like too much. So I was like slowly getting back into it.
Yeah.
But here we are speaking about it. You have been a photographer for 3 years now.
Yeah, I have.
Canadian guy.
Travel.
Hiking guy.
Love hiking, love skiing, or love rock climbing.
I love photography.
Exactly. And it all fits together very well because I love taking photos of nature. So all the hiking, all the skiing, all that brings me out in nature, and I get to see beautiful places.
Have you tried like making money from just like how do you say landscape photography?
I've kind of written off making money from landscape photography because I just assume it's the hardest way basically to make money. Whether you're trying to sell prints or work with high ticket clients like Nat Geo, like I think it's one of the hardest industries to actually make money from. So
he didn't ever try.
I did not even consider trying to make money from landscape photography. And I think that's maybe a wise decision.
So you did, like, what is your experience for making photos till now? How did you, did you start making money from it?
I've just been shooting as a hobby for the past 3 years. Was not necessarily interested in making money from it because I already had a well-paying job. So I didn't want to, have that pressure or stress from even trying to make money from it. It was just a passion, a way to enjoy myself out in nature and create some beautiful images.
Yeah.
But I think at some point, I wanted to start a business because I was doing all this traveling and I felt limited by the 9 to 5 because I would often want to do some sort of trips and I was limited by my work schedule basically.
Yeah, I wanted more freedom.
Exactly, more freedom. And so I thought, what kind of business could I start that kind of mixes my interests and also can achieve the level of freedom that I want? And I think photography is at the intersection of that for me.
And how much money do you think you can make with photography?
I think, honestly, the sky's the limit with photography.
Do you think so?
I think so, yeah. I think there's many different revenue streams that you can scale to a large amount of money. It's obviously not easy, but if you have big ticket clients, like they're willing to spend a lot of money.
A lot of money?
Like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, on photography?
Yeah, I think so.
What kind of examples do you have for that?
Big luxury brands, fashion shoots.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, I think mainly.
Yeah.
Companies that have a lot of money to throw into a marketing budget.
Yeah.
And just want the top level photographers. They're willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think the world is moving more to videos or back to photos?
I think it's definitely moving towards video, especially if you take a look at like social media content. The things that capture people's attention are things that are in motion, right?
Yeah.
Photos are not necessarily as attention grabbing visually to the eye. So yeah, things like reels on Instagram, TikTok, like all of these things are moving towards video versus photos.
How do you feel about that?
I think, my passion has always been photography. I think the saying that a picture says 1,000 words is really, really true. Like, I love that you can really use your imagination from a single image to piece together some sort of story. Whereas video is great at telling like specific stories, but and creating a very good vibe. But maybe it's less, you use your imagination less so because it brings everything into reality in a sense. It's just showing you exactly the reality of things.
Yeah.
Whereas with photography, you can more so hide certain things and create the more interesting image. But like videos also are super impactful. Like I watch movies and, some movies all become quite emotional.
I think the question is, what is more impactful on our lives, right?
Yeah.
Do we spend more time watching videos or looking at photos?
Definitely.
Or what do we like more? What do we value more?
Videos. Yeah.
Videos?
Yeah.
So why don't you like making videos more than photos?
I think for me, it's just because my skill set currently is in photography. So I don't know, I feel a bit of, let's say, societal pressure to not be a useless, that unemployed person that's not making money.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel the need to just leverage the skill set that I have now to build some sort of income first, and then I can actually transition into videography.
You want to transition into videography? Sorry?
I would like to do both, a mixture of both.
I actually remember our conversation from a month ago where I told you I was in this crisis of like, photography is worth nothing, video is going to take over.
Yeah.
But now I pulled a little bit back from it because I saw, like, I really tried to look where do people use photos really. And people use photos a lot in Google Maps, for example, Tinder, dating apps, profiles. Like we don't always need, like when you need to see a photo in full screen or with your whole eyes, then it's better to have videos. But when it's part of the things, so like, for example, on a website with text, a photo goes really good together. When there's text and a video, then it doesn't work together. But like a photo enhances a message. But I think it's similar to videos. I think it goes a little bit together. I think it's similar stuff. Do you understand what I say?
Yeah, they both can tell some sort of story.
Yeah, and I think it's similar skills as well. Like knowing which photos to show, how, and with what you say about it.
Yeah.
Like this is, I think, a lack that something that photographers lack a lot is understanding where the photo will be shown and how and why. So, for example, if you make a photo for a clothing brand, they will have it on their website and they will have text on the other side, so it goes together. And then you want to enhance what you say in the text with a photo. So, the primarily is text because you need to say something like a message, and then when you have a photo that enhances what it says, that is like so powerful, right?
Or are you talking about like product pages for a clothing brand? Let's say.
Yeah, but it could be also it could be also stories. It could be also like what do we communicate? We communicate stories about products, about lives, about everything. So it's also like, hey, I'm Sam, and this is my life story, and then you show a photo of yourself,
right?
Yeah. And then you enhance like the beauty of the face and stuff like that.
Yeah, but do you think that's more powerful? For example, in that example you gave, where you pair image with text, showcasing yourself, how is that a preferable medium, you would say, than to a video of you just introducing yourself?
I think it's similar. I would go ahead. It depends how. A good video can be better, but text is just more calming, and like you can read it in your own speed, and your own pace. It's different.
That's it.
But it's the same message at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think it goes together.
Yeah. I remember you had some thoughts about how AI would basically replace the job of photographers. And I think that's what you were saying was the main reason why you felt like you didn't want to focus so much on the photography sphere. Have you changed your mind on that, or what are your thoughts on that now?
Did it affect you?
Not really. Not at least in the short term. I feel like there's still some time before that reality takes place.
Yeah.
And also, I still do believe that like the personal touch is irreplaceable. Like if you're doing a shoot with a person, there's no way that AI can replicate the.
No, I'm saying your best friend can replicate it.
Sorry.
I'm saying your best friend with his phone that will have AI and a really good camera will replace it. And your best friend can make you more at ease than a stranger sometimes. So what I'm saying, this is how I see it. I think it will happen within 5 or 10 years, or maybe even less. But a phone will get so much, like the camera of the phone will get so much better in combination with the AI, where the images will look just stunning like the cameras we have today, the big expensive cameras that we use, photographers. And then everyone will be able to make photos. So then why would you pay someone $5,000 to come to your wedding instead of just having your best friend take photos? There are still a few reasons why you would do that. First of all, I think when this will happen, I think 50% or 70% of the jobs will be already taken over by AI. It's not going to be just photography. So I think the whole world is going to suffer from the same crisis. So it's not just photographers. And I think the solution for that will be probably the government will give free money to people to survive. So it's not going to be really a big of a problem. It's just going to be like feeling like I also want to give my own touch, and I also want to do something different. And then I think social skills will matter more than ever. Because what's the difference between your best friend and someone you don't know? If he's more social and he has more ideas and he has more experience than your best friend, right?
Yeah. So even in the context of like posing somebody, like
exactly.
And the person off the street is not going to understand how to pose somebody very well.
Exactly.
For a photo.
Exactly. So I think investing in the skills of posing and social communication and leading and coming up with really creative ideas, this is where the magic comes. So for example, we just came to a new location and we were like, let's make videos here. And then everybody came with his own ideas, and that's how we made it happen.
Yeah.
Some group of friends or some people don't know how to do that. So this is really valuable. It's like, hey, so when you can tell a business, every business has problems. They're lacking money or they want to make more money, right? It's usual problems. So if you're like, hey, I have an idea for how you can make more money. Let's do photos of your products, of your portraits of yourself in this location, because this environment enhances what you're selling and it can speak, and this is a story you're actually showing. And then we can make product photos of like detail stuff. Those ideas is something that AI won't really make, or it will not come up with by itself, right?
Yeah.
So when someone comes up to you, like if I will come up to you and be like, hey, I saw your profile photo on Instagram and I don't think it's good. I think there's a lot of potential and we can make it much better.
Yeah.
I have an idea for exactly the location we can do. We can go to the gym, this beautiful gym, because it's beautiful and there is like this perfect lighting. I'll bring also my lighting with me and we'll make photos of you. Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
They'll be like, fuck yes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I can show you how this will make you more money, then you'll be like, of course I will. And also you'll be like, if I can pay tenths of what I'm making from this deal, I'm happy to pay it.
Maybe.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Although, as you were saying that, an idea came to my mind where, like, right now ChatGPT is quite powerful and it's getting more impressive, like, day by day.
Yeah.
And I imagine a world where you could ask it to design a photo shoot for a company, and it would source from all these a backlog of photo shoots that have been done in the past, and it could tell you exactly 5 shots, what angles to take them from, how to pose the model, and display like a PDF guide of exactly how, step by step, what exactly you should do, and it could be executed by anybody at that point.
Right, but what is more powerful? Something like, okay, you're an entrepreneur, you want to make new photos, for example. You need new photos. So would you just ask ChatGPT to do something like this and ask a random photographer to do it? Or would you prefer having someone you follow, like a photographer you follow already for a long time, and you see every time he posts like those amazing photos that maybe he uses AI to get those ideas, maybe he doesn't, but how he does it is really interesting and it's always something you like.
Yeah.
You would rather go to him because you trust him and you know he will get this result. And even more, if you see videos of him directing you, posing you, and like the whole experience, then you'll be like dreaming about it. I want this experience.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. Like the experience is a huge part of the value that you're
Yeah.
putting out as well.
Yeah, it's like if you want to go from Paris to Italy, you can take a Flixbus. Like you can take the cheapest bus. You can take a train. You can rent a cheap car, and you can rent also a Lamborghini to go there.
Yeah.
But I mean, a Lamborghini to go there, you don't want to get there. You just want to ride, right? You want to enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
So it's not always about like just getting those results. It's also about like life is basically about this experience between getting the results you want to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That totally makes sense. And I think that definitely applies for shoots that are more personal, like wedding shoots or portraits and that kind of stuff. But I would say probably the brands are less concerned about the experience and more concerned about the final
money.
product. Yeah, exactly. So it's a
And they have the money.
different consideration in that sphere, I think.
Half, because it's still run by people, and often those people, they care about the results, but they also want to have fun in their day-to-day life. And they would, like, you'd be shocked how much of those corporations choose a photographer, not because how good they are, but because how friendly they are with them.
Building that relationship.
Building
that trust.
relationships. Like, imagine a photographer, like you work at one of your dream corporations, and then a photographer you worked with send you a gift for something, like just a kind thing. You would feel like you want to give him a gift back or like something good back. This happens all the time.
Right. Yeah.
And or just like, hey, my uncle is a photographer. I'm gonna work with him because he's family, because I like him and I trust him.
Yeah.
Instead of any random other guy.
Right.
Right. So it's still about being nice, being good as a person.
Yeah.
People work with people who they like.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the owner of the big corporation wants results, but the workers are just humans and they want to get results, but also experience things. I mean, okay, like a huge way people make money is by marketing. So there's like a huge corporations, they budget 1 million for marketing. Then this marketing department, they will try the hardest to spend this million. So next time they can ask for 1.2 million.
Okay.
And often they don't spend the whole million. So at the end of the year, they're like, we have to spend this million, because if we don't spend this million, then we will not get more money next year. We will get less money, say. So they will be like, they will find ways to spend this money. And then often at the end of the year, like freelancers get, or not at the end of the year, but at the end of like a tax year or something like that, like photographers can get a lot of work suddenly.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like a way to make a lot of money as a photographer.
Yeah. Wow. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
And how do you use that knowledge and leverage it in some way?
I know, but I heard from other photographers, they're like, they know exactly when to send the emails and who to send the emails to and about what, and to come up with those expensive ideas where they can spend like 10K on a photo shoot or stuff like this.
Yeah.
Where like, yeah, you need this. This will add a lot. And they're like, I actually need to spend money, so let's do it.
Yeah.
And he takes like a big cut of it.
Yeah. Smart.
Yeah, like you need this lighting assistant. Oh, you need this guy. Like, and then it's like 10K.
Yeah.
We actually need to spend 20K, so we'll hire you and another photographer or something like that.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those are ways.
Yeah.
But you want to get to work with travel companies, right?
Travel companies, outdoor gear brands, and stuff like that. And I think this is a good transition. Like you were talking about how it's important to build that relationship and have that trust. And for somebody starting out, becoming a photographer that has no relationship with those brands, how do you go about engaging them in a way that they're interested in working with you?
You understand them, like they understand themselves or better. I'll give you an example. For example, me, I'm hiring video editors, I'm hiring copywriters, I'm writing people to come up with ideas to help my business grow, to help me make more videos. and I'm posting in some groups, like I'm looking for those people, and then I get 50 messages. How do I choose one of those 50 people? That's a new problem. That's like really hard. So the best way I found to know who's the right person is to ask them, hey, can you come up with ideas? Like I write it in the post, can you come up with ideas of exactly what we will do together when we will work together? Like literally do the work before you're working together. So that way, instead of empty promises, because I get like all the DMs are like, I'm the right fit for you, I'm the perfect fit, I have all the most experience, I'm the best. Everyone says that they're the best. But how do we know really they're the best? By seeing what they actually did. And when we can see what they did for us, that's like the most valuable thing. So we can know exactly, are we going to use it now? Like the only decision I need to make is like, can I use it? Will it go viral? Or can I not? Or is it not useful? And then I know instantly if he's a right match or not. Instead of me hiring them, signing contract, paying them, taking the whole risk and a lot of time and investment and having video calls with them, until I get results, right? It's like moving, like make it as easy as possible to work with you and just show the results before you even start working together.
Right. Yeah.
Do you understand?
I understand. Yeah.
It's all about how much investment it costs for the owner or for the person with the money, and how much return does he get for it.
Yeah.
So if, for example, I need new photos and I'm looking for a photographer, I'm posting in a group or I'm just speaking with a lot of people, the person who will make it the easiest for me to work with them will get a job. Like if you'll be like, oh, I actually have a perfect idea for you. Let's go to this location. I already figured everything out. Let's do this. But we can do it right now. Do you want to go? And I'll be like, yeah, let's go. Like if I like the idea and I like your photos, let's go.
Yeah.
Because the other side of it is, yeah, we can do photos, but I'll need you to sign this contract and I'll need you to pay me upfront. And what do you want to do? How much? What's your budget? Like questions like this is a complete turn off for any entrepreneur.
Right.
I don't want to come up with ideas. I don't want to come up with I don't want to do all the work. I want you to do the work. I pay you for this.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit of the strategy I've been using to try and get work, other than like just generic. I wouldn't say generic, but still a little bit personalized cold emailing to brands. Like I've done a couple of shoots with products of the brands that I want to work with that I already own, so that I can send them sample photos and show them exactly
This is perfect.
what they would get if they were to work with me. And also offer them those photos for free to use if they want to.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly what I would say.
Yeah.
And how did it go?
So I've gotten a response back from a backpack company.
Yeah.
I basically asked them if they want to collaborate on a further shoot, and they just asked me to basically fill out a form that goes into a database, and I'll be added to some sort of list that they'll look through at some point if they want to hire somebody, I think.
Then it sounds like you reached the wrong person. Figuring out who exactly works there. So it could be like on Instagram, searching like who do they tag, who tagged them, who do they post in their stories, like all those, or like Googling or Facebook, like finding the people who work there and just sending them DMs of like, hey, I just did this. I would love to do more with you guys. Do you maybe know who's the right person to contact about this? And they will just like,
Yeah.
like with bigger corporations, it's harder and harder the more they're high level, because the more people try to reach them, right? So they need to be more, but it's all possible. And this is how I got to work with some of my favorite clients.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what has worked out for you till now?
I have one client clothing company that wants monthly shoots basically for their clothing brand.
That's good.
Yeah. And that was actually a connection that I made at the hostel at Tribal.
Really?
Yeah. So.
And they can pay?
Yeah, they can pay. Yeah.
Like, nice.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that is a I mean, the monthly shoots are nice because it would provide some sort of more stable income. It doesn't mean I have to always be looking for more clients. So if I can get some more of those types of clients that want regular shoots, I think that would be ideal. And then occasionally I can do more shoots that are with brands on a one-off basis that I'm like more interested in working with.
Yeah. And growing and like climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your photos are really great.
Thank you. Yeah.
How do you present them actually?
You mean how do I approach the brand with these photos?
Yeah, like what you say in the message is different than what you show them. Like, how do you show them your photos?
I basically upload them to like a Google Photos album, and I say I've been like a fan of your brand for a long time. Decided, one day to just have a fun shoot with one of your products. Here are the photos. If you like them, consider them a gift, and you can share them however you like. And then I asked them, like you said, if there's a contact info for somebody that handles like marketing and paid collaborations, paid partnerships, that I can get in contact with, basically.
And
for that backpack company, I sent them an email. He said he would forward the images to their new social media marketer. I never heard anything back. I followed up and asked him to send me the email directly so I could follow up, and I got ghosted, basically. So I feel like a lot of this is a volume game.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm not struggling with per se, but I think all this brand outreach like takes a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about strategies to speed up that process in a sense, because for me to find brands, craft emails, and do all that stuff, it takes a lot of time. And if I can outsource that in a way or automate it, like that would be
Fiverr and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you try that?
I was looking on Fiverr. Some people are selling like spreadsheets of small to medium-sized businesses, which I feel like are the businesses that would be interested maybe with working with a fresher, in a sense, a photographer. But I haven't started work on automating that process yet.
You're super smart. You're really, really smart. Yeah, this is like perfect. This is like, you'll go big like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you automate it, then it's like you get all the time and more work, and you just do the work and it's done.
Yeah.
Till you hire other photographers to do it for you, and then you're also you're an agency.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really, really smart. I mean, I'm sure it will be successful.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. But
what do you think of the strategy of basically my strategy is basically to offer to shoot them for free once if they send me a product for any brand, and then I'll send them the photos. If they like it, then I'll pursue a further paid shoot.
Yeah, because it makes it so much easier for them to work with you. They don't need to sign a contract. They don't need to do payments. No forward and back. It's just like, we'll use it. We would love to see your photos. You make the photos. Yeah, it's done.
Right.
And we build so much trust like that.
Yeah. So it seems like my bottleneck basically is the amount of volume of outreach I'm doing, in a sense.
Yeah, but I mean, there's more ways we can get more work, right? If you grow your social media, for example, you will be more noticed, and more people can reach out to you, or like you can find your connection easier. And your value will go up. So when you get a lot of attention, right, people will also pay for attention and also pay for your photos.
Yeah.
So it's double value.
Yeah. That is the other thing that I'm trying to focus on and struggling a bit with, is growing the Instagram audience, actually.
How do you struggle with it?
I think my focus is actually on the wrong thing. Like, my page has always been just kind of a fun page for me to share my travels.
Yeah.
And I want to continue doing that.
Yeah.
But it does take time and effort.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can't do both, trying to share about my life and my travels and share the content that will actually grow my audience. Because the current things that I post are basically photos of my travels, which are photos that I spend quite a bit of time editing because I like to make them perfect, and that's my interest.
Yeah.
But that kind of content doesn't grow my audience because it's photos,
It's results.
and it's results, and it's also not sharing value in a way to my audience.
Yeah.
The way that I think I would grow my Instagram audience, and maybe as part of my longer term strategy, is I would love to share my knowledge about like editing photos.
You're good at this.
Thank you. Yeah, I spend a lot of time in Lightroom just like noodling around, so I think I have some interesting techniques and stuff. And creating reels that share that kind of information also takes a lot of time. So I think my focus is definitely on the wrong thing if I want to grow my Instagram audience. But also I think my audience currently is not interested in that kind of content, because I did share a couple videos about how to edit, and they had absolutely terrible engagement.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want my feedback about it? So I've seen your Instagram. You post all your results, like all your photos, right? And you posted a few reels of like showing how you edit.
Yeah.
Which I think they're not bad. They're good. But I think trying to make it more human could help a lot. So for example, you posted a photo because you spent a lot of time on it, taking the photo, editing the photo, and you're really proud of it. But no one knows that, right? So when you share your photo, you could share first, I made this photo, we went to this location, we climbed a mountain, we had this crazy experience, I shot this photo, ran back home, edited, spent like 2 hours on it, I changed this and this and this and this, and this is the results. And then suddenly it's like, wow, this is amazing. Instead of seeing the results only, and then it's like, this is a good photo, but I don't know too much about it, so I'm just like gonna scroll over.
Right.
But when you share those emotional and like it's relatable, people like it. Yeah, and everyone can like it, right? It's relatable to anyone. It's not just for photographers.
Right.
So I think I see it this way. People love you, right? You have friends. People love you in real life. They love you because of a certain reasons that they know about you. But online, people don't know about, like, people who don't know you, don't know it about you. So, like, most of your followers are people who know you in real life and they like you, right? How can we know exactly what they like about you? What did they like about you? And then show that on Instagram. And then they will have a much deeper connection with you. They'll feel like they know you, and they will love seeing your photos because this is like what you're about,
right?
What you like, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. To share something more personal that they can actually connect with.
Yeah. So I think every day you can like make content that will be amazing. It's just a matter of 1 hour. I think in 1 hour you can change everything there.
Really?
Yeah. It's just like making a video of you editing the photo. Making a video that you probably have a lot of, making videos of like how you took the photo or the scene or the area, like behind the scenes, what you did, how you did it, and then showing what you did.
Yeah.
What you did, how, results.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. The other question that I have around that is, what is the balance of quality to volume that you would optimize for? Because you could spend an infinite amount of time on crafting a very high quality video.
Yeah.
Really high production value.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's probably going to increase your engagement because people see this super high production value video.
Yeah.
They want to watch it.
Yeah.
But it also takes an inordinate amount of time.
Yeah.
So where's the point where would you optimize more for volume or quality?
Volume much more, and the way I see it is a little bit different than how you ask it. I see it as the aim is to learn what grows, to learn human psychology about attention. Why do people like this more and more? So, for example, I learned that the quality of the video doesn't really matter. I could still shoot a video with my phone, and it could perform really good. The story is more important, and how you share the story is more important than the quality of the video, which sounds really normal and obvious to me right now, but before it didn't. And I see a lot of other people who are like, no, I need to spend a whole day on this. I need to make it recorded in the best quality. I mean, even my friend here, Ask, who's recording this video, he's like pissed about this video being in super high shutter speed, right? Or like, how do you call it? Shutter speed?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. He like, this is his top priority. And I'm like, no, we need to just say the right words. And that will be interesting for people, because people value that more than seeing a really smooth frames with me. So I see it as like a learning curve of like, I need to post every day. This is like how I started. I posted every day for a whole month. I did this challenge for myself. And actually one of the most interesting things is I hired a video editor and I sent him one of my courses, and I felt like something was missing there. So I recorded it like just on my phone, and I sent it to him, and he misunderstood what I was saying. I wanted him to make a longer video, cutting things out and making it, but he just took the audio and put it on the course in high speed, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I got it at midnight, and I was like, this is not what I meant. This is bad. I don't want to post this. But I had nothing else to post. So I forced myself to post it. I posted it. And the next day, this was the reel that made it to 1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So I was like, we all like to think we know what will get attention, we know what will go viral, but we actually don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we learn on the way. And this was a big like aha moment for me. Like, okay, now I understand why it went viral. But before I didn't understand. So you learn from it.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
So, and it was low quality. I mean, the quality, I was not happy about it. It could be much higher quality. So it's not about quality, it's about the story, what value do people get from it, and what triggers them to be like, this is interesting.
Right. Yeah.
Makes sense?
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What have you tried, like, what did you think about, what kind of videos did you think about making?
Yeah, I want to continue sharing videos, teaching editing theory, because I think that's the particular skill set that I uniquely can share about.
I don't think so. I think you have much more.
There's probably some travel stuff as well. Like I shared a reel about how much I spent in Iceland. I think that's super useful for people to understand how much they're going to spend when they're traveling.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe something that turns people off from traveling, is all the planning, and they just have this huge bubble around their head that they haven't actually spent the time to look how much things would cost, and they just assume it's going to be very expensive in a way.
Yeah.
So I think people are very interested in understanding how
They can make
nomads
it possible.
travel.
Yeah.
And seeing the inner workings of how a nomad goes about booking things. Are they booking expensive places, cheap places? What are the ways that they try to save money with? So yeah, I think that's also an area that I share about.
Yeah.
But that also leads to another question, like on an account, a lot of people say you should have one niche in a sense. Like all your audience might not be interested in all the content that you would want to share broadly.
Right.
So would it make sense to post all these different sort of content pillars in a sense?
I think yes. I think it's like testing out at the beginning. Like at the beginning, volume, and then quality. Once you understand what it works, and then you go focus on quality. But in the beginning, it's like testing a lot of different things, and also you learn about yourself too. Like speaking about it, for example, my video editor loves making jokes and like memes, right? And they go viral. People love them, but I don't like them. I feel like it's a waste of people's time. It's just like, but I really want to like help someone overcome a problem that they had, like actually provide value. This is what I'm passionate about. So this is what I will post more about, and this is like my way of learning myself and learning what works. But for someone else who's like starting out, I would more recommend. Sorry, I am freeze out for a second. What did I want to say? What was the question again?
It was around sharing
What
different
to share?
types of content
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a single page.
So I would say like, yeah, do share. And I think the best recommendation I would have is like share something that you would watch a year ago or a month ago. Like something you struggle with. For example, you went to Alaska. That's what you said, right?
Iceland.
You went to Iceland.
Yeah.
And you were worried about the cost, and you were worried where you sleep and how it will be, and like how could you actually plan it, and how would you, like how much time does it take, how much money does it take, right? If you could make a reel about this is exactly the cost that I had about going to Alaska, this is how much I spent, this is how where I stayed at, this is like the whole experience. Sharing about this is very valuable to you in the past, so it will be so much really valuable for a lot of other people.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's a good question to ask, to think about what content you share, like to share what you would have wanted to learn like a month or a year ago.
And then people say it's easier to grow in a niche, and that's right, because then people know what to expect. But I think it's all about, like, you can grow out of your niche and you can grow out, but it's just about someone else needs to speak about you in a really simple way. So, hey, do you know this? Hey, have you seen this? The latest reel of this photographer who climbs mountains and goes to Alaska and places like this and takes amazing photos? Like, we want to know, we want to see your face when someone speaks about it.
Right.
We want to know, okay, this is this guy, because we don't really remember names.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this super huge guy with too much muscles, who is hiking all the time and taking photos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm speaking about?
Yeah.
If they do, then it's like a sign that you made your brand,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Maybe that's something I should consider, because my page definitely doesn't have images of me.
Yeah.
Like, so most of my
This is a big
I mean,
problem.
a lot of my followers know me personally, so they know what I look like. But
Yeah.
for a new follower, they're just following a random face in a sense.
Exactly, and they also for new clients. Can I trust this guy? Is he? I have no clue. Is he gonna scam me? Is he gonna like disappear? Is he gonna be awkward?
Yeah.
Like, there's no trust. People work with people they like.
Right. Actually, I've had this thing on my to-do list for a while that I haven't gotten around to, which is to make a pinned post on my profile, like a portrait of myself,
Yeah.
with an intro
Yeah.
caption about myself. So,
Yeah.
'cause I noticed that I have profile views, but not a lot of people end up following,
Yeah.
and I think that's maybe related to them not connecting with the photographer.
Yeah, and I think, text is it's a very slow way to connect. I don't think people read too much text. They would rather see it being a text on the screen, on the photo itself, or ideally if you can speak, if you can say who you are, just take your camera or your phone and be like, hey, this is me, this is what I do, I love this. Or you don't even speak about yourself, you just show what you do and you speak about what you love, what you're passionate about. This is like the best.
Right.